When is the best time to sell your home? Now, if you ask any real estate agent, they're probably going to give you some runaround answer that's basically going to lead back to now is the best time to sell your home. But what if I was to tell you that there's actually a specific time that you should sell certain types of properties in order to maximize profits? And no, the answer is not always springtime. That is what we're going to chat about in this video. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Demetres Giannitsos. I'm a local real estate agent here in the greater Toronto area. And if at any point you're watching this video, you want to get in touch with myself about your real estate plans moving forward, or you just want to chat about the market, I've left a link down in the description below where you can actually book a call directly into my calendar. Alternatively, if you're not ready to book a call and you just want to see some available listings, I've actually left a free download link to an app down below that I actually personally use for myself and all my clients. My gift to you. Feel free, check it out. All the available listings are on there. There's a really cool feature where you can set up your own searches and you can actually swipe right, swipe left if you like the property, and the algorithm will pick up on what you like and start sending you more properties just like that. So pretty fun. Check it out. And if you're getting any value from these videos, make sure you subscribe to the channel. I've got a personal goal of getting this channel to over 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So if you could do me a huge favor, hit that subscribe button and let's get into it. So one of the questions that I get asked most frequently is, when is the best time for me to sell my home? And sure, if we pull the data and we look at the statistics, typically the best time to sell your home is in the spring. This is when there's the most buyers out there. But it really depends on the type of property that you have. It's not always the spring. And that's what we're going to chat about in this video. You know, obviously there's a lot of factors that come into play here. If you need to sell a property to move into another property, this may affect the timing of when you want to list your property. But for this specific video, we are going to just compare apples to apples. We are only going to be looking at selling a property just to keep an even playing field. And we're going to break these different properties up into 3 different categories. Okay, we've got our A properties. These are our A++ properties, you know, fully renovated in great neighborhoods, the type of property that is super hot. You probably already had people reach out to try to buy it off of you off market. Like, this is the one that you put on the market, you know that you're going to get a ton of attention on. Okay. Then there's the B-type properties. Okay, B-type properties are still really good. They're in great neighborhoods on quiet streets, but maybe they have 1 or 2 negatives about them. You know, it could be they don't have a parking spot. It could be that it hasn't been renovated in 20 years, but, you know, still livable, great area, still going to get a lot of attention, but not super, super hot like the A properties. And then there's your C-type properties, okay? Your C-type properties are going to be your properties on busy roads. If you have a condo, maybe it's a condo on the 2nd or 3rd floor, or, you know, a lower floor with not an ideal view. These ones have some strong negatives about them that are really going to deter buyers. And I'll say real quick, nothing against the C properties. In fact, the C properties sometimes make the best investment properties because you can get them for the cheapest price and they rent fairly close to what an A or a B property will rent for. But we'll get into that a little bit later. So let's start with the A properties, okay? These are the ones, like I said, you're going to have no issues. You know it's super hot, and the second this thing hits the market, it's going to be gone. So when is the best time to list these properties? This is where the spring market is actually the answer. Okay, if we pull the data, we know that the number of sales increase in the spring, the average price of homes typically increases in the spring. So we know that if we're an A property, we don't have to worry about the B's and the C's taking attention away from our property. We're the best thing out there. So we want to make sure that we list at the busiest time where we can get the property in front of the most prospective buyers at one time. So then that way we can get a huge bidding war for it. Now, if you want to maximize the profits on an A property, it is still important to market it appropriately. You can't just slap it up on the market. You got to stage it. You got to take great photos. Timing is everything. You know, stir interest around the area and get people interested and excited about it coming to market. And then when it comes to market, the plan is to get as many people through the door as humanly possible. You're likely going to want to list this below market value with an offer date. And then on offer date, you are going to look at all the offers and hope that we can get an emotional bidding war. Somebody who's really fallen in love with the home, who's going to give the absolute top dollar. This is going to be the best time to get rid of these properties. And typically I would list these later in the springtime as well, because as we see prices start to increase over the spring, We want to be able to use the comparable sales from earlier in the spring to boost our price later in the spring. But what if you have a B property? Okay. So a B property is going to have maybe 1 or 2 negatives about it. Again, still a very good property, especially in Toronto. Demand is high. You know you're going to get some attention on it, but maybe it lacks a parking space. Maybe it's not quite as renovated or has 1 or 2 factors that are a little bit of a hindrance from making it an absolute knockout A property. This type of property, if you list in the spring, you're going to be going up against A properties who are going to be drawing a lot of attention away from you. So it may not be the best time to sell it in the spring. You're still going to get a great price for it. But what I've seen in the past is a lot of times a really good time to sell a B property would be right before the spring market hits. You know, if you feel like the market is starting to heat up and there's nothing on the market or very few properties hitting the market, you list your B property and hey, you're the best thing on the market right now. You just went from, maybe getting 1 or 2 offers to maybe getting 5 or 6 offers because you're the best thing out there right now. So I really like sometimes to list these properties in early spring, or even I've seen it work well in November, December, where there's still a lot of motivated buyers looking to get into the market or invest. And there's just nothing on the market at these times. It's a typical, low inventory phase from about November to end of February. And a lot of times these B properties sell very, very well in low inventory environments. So if you have a B property, again, you're going to want to connect with your real estate agent and really come up with a plan on this. But I would consider selling it in a really low inventory environment and not wait for the spring where you're going to be competing against A properties that are going to be taking away attention from yours. And now the C properties, okay? And this video is actually probably gonna be most valuable to the people who own a C property because there's something that's really important to understand if you have a property on a busy road or, it's a complete gut job and needs to be fully renovated. These properties, there's a specific window in which you can get rid of them for the highest possible price relative to the rest of the market. At no point is it gonna sell for more than an A or a B property, but what you wanna do is pick the right time where it's gonna sell for as close to the A or the B type properties, okay? So really important to understand. If you were to list your C type property at a time where there's lots of inventory, there's lots of A's and B's to choose from, why would a buyer go to a C property? So typically at these times, your A properties are going to be worth much more than your C properties. There's a really big gap there. But if you wait for a time where there's very low inventory and you've got buyers who are getting frustrated, getting outbid on the A's and the B's, they're running into 10 offers plus every time. Sometimes you get people who just throw in the towel. They throw in the white towel and they say, you know what? I need to make a move. I need to get into the market before the prices keep climbing. I'll take the one on the busy street. I'll take the one that needs the heavy renovations. And at these points, the gap between your A and your C has become a lot closer, okay? That being said, that window is very small. And if you have a C property and you're looking to move it, you're going to want to be in good communication with your real estate agent. And I want to say there's nothing wrong with the C properties, okay? Again, they sometimes make the best investment properties. I have people who specifically target, condos on lower floors because they can get them for cheaper prices, but they rent the same price as an A or a B. But the really important thing to do is have an unbiased look at your portfolio or your property that you're looking to sell and look at it from an unbiased view of what do I have? Do I have an A? Do I have a B? Or do I have a C? You really got to look at it and understand the market dynamics because this is what's going to help you pick the right time to get the best, highest possible price for that property. So if you have a C property, connect with your real estate agent, say, hey, I'm in no rush, but when you see a good opportunity to move this property, let me know and have your finger on the pulse ready to go because you're going to have to move quick, but you're going to get a really good price for it relative to the market. And maybe you can upgrade into a B or an A property if you want. I hope that makes sense. I hope that gives you a little bit of a different perspective on when is the best time to move your property. If you have any questions, feel free, drop them in the comments down below. Or if you want to chat with me, you can book a call directly. Let me know in the comments down below what type of property you have. I've got a couple C's in my portfolio that cash flow for me. I love those properties. I've got an A that I live in. So you could have a combination of both. Let me know down below. As always, make sure you subscribe to the channel and we'll see you on the next one.